In this video, I'm going to show you how to use free AI models inside N8N. So I'm used to using OpenRouter's chat model here, which gives us access to a ton of different models. So Claude Sonnet 4, we've got ChatGPT 4, we've got 4 Mini. You essentially have access to all of these different models, but you also have access to free models, which I'm going to show you how to get today. And if you're starting out with N8N or automations, you might not want to pay for these premium models, and that's fine. And that is why we're going to access some of the free models for you, okay? And so I went through some testing here, and I used to use DeepSeek and Grok as models, and then I found that OpenRouter, you can use all of their free models and just switch between them, and I think it's a much better option. So we're going to scrap this today, and we're going to build this automation from scratch. So we're going to build a new workflow, and all you're going to do is open up a chat trigger. Open that up. We'll add on an AI agent, and fairly simple build here. Not much to it. We'll just add a chat model to that. And that is what we're going to go through today. So in the chat model, you're going to type in OpenRouter. And you'll see I have access to all of these, but let's start from scratch here and get ourselves a new key. So you're going to need to select a new credential. We're going to go create new credential, and we need an API key. So we're going to head on over to OpenRouter, and this is where we can check some of the models that we can use, and we can also give ourselves an API key to use some of these models. So let's just go to the models here, and let's type in free. And these are going to be the models that we can use for free through N8N. So just to give you an example, and some context on this, you see that there are some numbers here like amount of tokens. And if we actually just head over to this Excalidraw that I have here, just to give you a bit more context on this. So the billion refers to parameters, the building blocks that make up the AI model, and you can think of them as the brain cell or connections in the network. So if we just take a high level overview of it, the smaller models like 7 billion or 32 billion, good for basic tasks, but not very good for reasoning. And if you look at some of the bigger models like 400 billion, like GPT-4, they're extremely capable, but they're a lot slower. And so if you come over to the free models, we've got some right here. DeepSeek V3, it has 148 billion tokens. We've got some other ones with some lower tokens, 8 billion tokens. And so we're going to have access to all of these, and you can mess around and see what capabilities they have and how far you can get with them if they can perform tasks for you. I'm simply just going to show you how to get this up and running. And so now we need to create ourselves an API key. So you can either come over to credits and add in your credit card and just add in $10 if you want to use some of the better models. Or what you could do is just get yourself an API key. And we'll go and create this one here. And don't worry, I will hide my API key. You copy this over, and then you come back over to the OpenRouter chat model, and we will enter this into our API key, and we will connect. And there you go. Now we have access to these models. Let's actually go and try out one of these free models in N8N. So let's see here. What if we type in free? DeepSeek R1 0528 free. Let's see. That one's okay. So that's the one with 42 billion tokens. So let's try that. Let's name this to free LLM. And we've got this model, and now let's just ask it, see if it responds. And I would highly recommend, guys, to actually use some of the paid versions instead of the free models, just because these ones take quite a bit of time. And if you're looking to really scale things up and just get some automations flowing, then it is better to use some of the paid versions. If you're just looking to not pay for it, you can use some of these models for free, and you have access to all of them in OpenRouter. And so just to give you a little bit more context, now that this is done and you have access to the free models, I'm going to give you a breakdown on what some of these models mean in comparison to one another. So we've got coding and programming. So these are the top 5 that I've taken here in the free models. So I've taken these 5 right here, put it into Claude, and it gave us a breakdown of what these models are good for. So it lists them 1 to 5 for coding and programming. So DeepSeek V3 is best overall, excellent at complex code generation and debugging. Complex reasoning and problem solving. Let's see, DeepSeek R1, reasoning focused. It says DeepSeek R1 0528 is number 1. For general chat, it says DeepSeek V3 again, and I guess that one is the best at programming too. And so you can compare these based on the number of tokens they have and just enter it into a system like ChatGPT or Claude to see what is best for you. But that is how you get started with using OpenRouter and free LLMs in N8N. By the way, guys, I just started a Skool community not too long ago, and we've got all of my free templates in here. If you're just getting started with automation, you can download these templates, upload them to your N8N, and 90% of the work will be done for you, okay? So I'd love to see you inside the Skool. We're a small niche community at 64 members, and I will see you guys inside there. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.